Hi gardening friends, this is Lark in Wisconsin, Zone 5 for Tea Time Tuesday, Part 2. It got a little lengthy on the other one, but I have so much to show you. So grab another cup of tea or beverage of choice and let's walk around some more. Back of my shed, we have the lantana. It's loving this heat. Oops, sorry, the air conditioner just kicked in. My cannas, super this year. I think they love all the rain. Even though in years past I water them a lot, but rain is just so much better. I told you last week how much the Cottage blooms and blooms. It's still going. Cottage, the yellow. The blue isn't as hardy as the yellow. Potentillas, like in the front, this is around the deck, they're doing good. Japanese beetles, they'll love them. Japanese beetles love my canna. I think this one might be called Wyoming. No matter what, I like the more burgundy type foliage. Alyssum gives me fragrance up on the deck here. All the globe yews. No, arborvitaes, globe arborvitaes. And some more. This here I like because it kind of hides my air conditioner from up on the deck. I'm going to show you some of my succulents. A couple of you said they wanted to see them, so here they are. I bring these inside before a frost. And I treat them because I use this aloes on my skin. I don't use chemicals on them. I just treat them with soapy water, and I put some sticky traps around where I place them in case spiders come out. My jade, very old. Got it in 1973 from a friend, Jeannie. And it's been eaten a couple times by deer. It's been whacked by me, and I am going to cut it back. Maybe I'll show you a picture after I'm done. But I'm going to be cutting it down to about 4 foot. So all of this up here is going. We'll see how she survives. I bet she does. So I have a lot of aloes. But they're a good plant to have indoors for indoor air pollution. Very good. Plus I use them topically. Plus you can eat them too. You can eat the stuff that's in them. Okay, more succulents. A little one in my shoe. These winter. They winter outdoors. Hardy hens and chicks. Now, I don't know what these are called. Echeveria or something like that. I should have did my homework soon. But what I do is I'm going to see it's starting to get a stalk on it. I'm going to be cutting it down to the ground like I do the flapjack and placing it on top of the dirt, and it'll root in, and then the stem I cut off will flower or, you know, get more rosettes. Pencil cactus, very aggressive. I can't tell you how many plants I've given away or cuttings off of that. I can't see what I'm showing you here. But that comes in. Purslane. See how I cut it? It's here. And it's coming from the cutting. Cutting down there. It'll fill this container again by the end of the growing season, by September. Oh, I just brushed against this. This is my lemon verbena. I gave it worm tea. Oh, it's loving me. Every day I use this for tea. Every day. if you want a lemony herb, it is more lemony than lemongrass and lemon balm. Really a great lemony flavor for teas or for flavoring fish. And you just start it from cuttings, like pinch this soft wood here and put it in. I put a little rooting hormone on. I guess you don't have to, but I would. And bring it indoors. Or if you live in the warmer states, you leave it out, I guess. Purslane up here, I have a whole fire pit down. I hope to get down there if I talk faster. I have a fire pit full of purslane. But this one up here is doing really well, and I can pinch it just when I have to have it in a salad or something. I don't have to go down to the bog garden. Oh, let's see. The shamrock plant. It's not liking it too much. I don't know if it's getting too much sun, maybe. That could be. It looks better when it's cooler. This is in an old colander. Nice drainage. The panda plant, or what I call a panda plant. And I don't know, but the foliage is pretty. You see it trying to go to flower, and I don't want it to go to flower. I just want it to put out more foliage. And donkey tail sedum. Donkey tail, burro's tail. And I don't know either. But I whack this off also when it gets too tall. And it'll come from the bottom. You see me? I'm not dressed for you to see me. This is my head, my sedum, my succulent head. She's doing good. She's about 2 years old. I think this is the second year. Donkey tail, and then some echinacea something, whatever, no, not echinacea, echeveria. Pretty. You want to see her behind too? She's loving it outdoors. And then this burro's tail is in a colander. Can you see the colander there? And then I have the colander sitting in a stainless steel garbage can. So that way it gives me some height, so it can cascade down. Again, both of those come in for the winter. And my amaryllis. One more up here. My cardinal's happy. This gets tree-like. And when I don't want it tree-like anymore, that's what's nice about succulents. You just whack them down to the ground and they'll come from the base. So those little ones there were taken from one that was getting leggy. And I did the same with the panda plant I put in here. She's getting a little leggy, so I will cut her back, and you can see it coming from the ground there. So succulents are very forgiving if you have the right light for them. Oops, here's another one. String of pearls. This one really doesn't like drying out. I mean, I was really surprised that it didn't take drying out more than it does, but it takes more water. And then another one of those echeverias. And this is in I don't know what. Both this container here, the triangle one, and then the stand I found separate. So it's kind of cool sitting in the house. But I do have to, it drains. This is like wire mesh, like a colander. Screen it is. So that's it for the succulents. And that's just a Victoria Blue Salvia. That's all reseed in that little sprinkling can. So where did we end up? I don't think I showed you the yuccas are blooming. So pretty. Adding that vertical white. They just started. And I only have a couple that are going to bloom. And a pretty purple. I don't remember the name, but it is in the lamb's ears family. Some of the annual poppies are blooming too. That's more of that lamb's ear family. Let's see. Annual poppy. And I throw that seed around a lot, but it only comes up where it gets enough daylight. Here's one of them right here. Looks like a carnation, doesn't it? Oh wow, it's about 82 out and I'm not liking it. Let's go down farther. Maybe we'll make it down to the bog garden. Foliage. Yep. Sedum. That reverts. Not real bad, but here's another poppy. Just about to open. Annual. That seed came from my mother's aunt. So it is probably a little over a 100-year-old seed. That's kind of cool. Maybe quite a bit older than 100 because she got it from her mom. My great aunt got it from her mom. I think that's kind of cool to pass stuff down. Baneberry is now getting its berries. Common name is doll's eyes. Where shall we go? Masterwort. I think I ended the first part of this video with masterwort and didn't get the name of it on there. Nice shade plant. I see the rocket. Ligularia the rocket. Just starting. Down in the bog where it's taller and wet. It hasn't started blooming yet. Ferns. Jewelweed's coming up in between here, and that'll have a pretty orange flower on it. That's my grouping of the rocket. Just not blooming yet. Pretty soon. It'll be pretty yellow down here. Lungwort foliage. Here I go with foliage again. Pretty. Loves moist. Loves the shade. And it's getting moist this year from all the rain. A type of Japanese sedge. Pretty variegation. Likes the wet. Where all sedges like wet. Ligularia, the nice dark foliage. That's Orthello. It will get a yellow tall flower on, probably about 4 foot. Daisy-like. Oh, let's see what. Oh, I see. Firecracker loosestrife is blooming. Tiny yellow flowers. More burgundy foliage. But as it gets older, the foliage turns more dark green. These are all more bog plants. Firecracker loosestrife. Ditch daylilies. Yep, there was a time I deadheaded those every day. What would be a video without me saying I don't do that anymore? Yarrow. White yarrow. Great medicinal and pretty to look at. Stops bleeding. What you do is pick the leaves. Okay? Can you just pick the leaves, crush them up, chew them. I use just my front teeth to chew so they don't get all over my teeth. Chew it into a poultice and then apply it to a cut or, you know, whatever. Let's say I had something on my leg here. I would just apply it and then put a Band-Aid on it to keep it in place. And it'll stop bleeding, and it's astringent. It will help it heal, disinfect it. Phlox is starting. I didn't show you the white. The white is starting to bloom too up in the regular garden. We are in the wild area now. Oh, here's a pretty stand of loosestrife, firecracker loosestrife. And after that's done blooming, then in front of it will bloom turtlehead. Now we're getting down to the bog garden. But we're going to pass the fairy garden, fairy village. Old stump. Don't you just love it? See her down there? Shall we take a walk through here? That's Zach, the little boy fairy. There's where he hangs out, up on top. That's his space. She's getting ready to swing on the vines. And that's an old aspen that went down. And then the fairy path goes that way. We're going to back up though. Oh, the fairies love it down in the bog area. It's cool, it's shady. Let's walk to the front of this old uprooted tree. It says, "Welcome to our neck of the woods." The girls love, my granddaughters love finding the fairies. They haven't been here too much this spring, summer yet, so I don't think they've been down here. Fairies don't mind if I used found objects. In fact, they are good at using found objects for in their village. She's climbing the Virginia creeper vine. Moss. They use it to pad their beds to make it soft. So soft. Pretty bark. I love coming back here. Lots of hiding places for the fairies. Let's take the back path to the fairy village. Beautiful rose quartz. And the fairy's wishing well. Okay. Shall we walk over to the bog garden? I think a couple videos ago I told you that I have gotten rid of my containers, most of my containers down in the bog garden, because I had to water them too often. Even though I had them sunk into the bog a little, there wasn't enough holes in the bottom to really wick up enough moisture to keep the root system up on top moist. So I've gone to planting in the bog. Pole beans. And I had a lot, all these tomatoes were left over. So I decided to empty the containers, pull away the bark, dump the container soil onto the broken down mulch, and plant my tomatoes. Now these are planted right in the ground, and 3 of them I planted in a container and cut the bottom out of the container. They look good right now. Now this area here was very wet, so the container ones were growing better because they weren't sitting in standing water, or they weren't growing in standing water. But now we aren't getting as much rain. So I have Amish paste down here, big beef, brandy wine, celebrity. So these are all leftovers. Lettuce is leftovers. See, I keep comfrey close because we mulch with comfrey. So more tomatoes. Now this tomato on the end, I just threw it into the bark. Can you see how vitamin deficient it is? Planted the same time as this tomato. Okay, so you cannot plant in bark that is not broken down. This is a very low area, and my watermelons are not liking it. They're not dead, but they certainly don't look good. We'll see throughout the summer how they do. It's unusual that we have this much rain late spring, early summer. So we'll see. Purslane. I told you that I had the whole fire pit full of purslane. Well, here it is. I think every seed came up when I broadcasted it. Purslane. This is a pickling cucumber that I bought. We'll see how it goes. My watermelons are, pumpkins are on this side of the fencing, and then I have another short fencing there. For those of you who haven't seen my videos, I use saplings to deter the deer from coming in. They're probably about 7 foot high and double fenced, so highly unlikely they're going to come in here. So in this strip of the garden, I first raked back the bark, and then I emptied my, let's say 7 containers of soil here. And I planted beets and kale and peppers, and the peppers weren't looking too good, and maybe they'll start looking better now. But it's all container soil, and through the years with more broken down bark, things should be better down here. But I think I'm going to have to put in some worm poop down here to put more nutrients in the soil. Back there I have Malabar spinach that can go and climb the fence. As soon as it starts doing a little better, I'll take the bird cage off. Baby bunnies can get in here through those holes. I don't have chicken wire all around. Of course, flowers and carrots, purple haze carrots. Oh, let's back up. A couple cucumbers in here. And also a new one's coming up, a couple new ones. I did have those crummy sugar daddy peas there, and I told you I pulled them out. They were not good. Something's coming down here and eating my carrots. And I have the live trap here, right there. And I fill it at night with fresh greens. But I mean, it's like a big duh. Why would they go in that trap? That if they're in this area anyways, they're going to eat out of the container. So I have more chicken wire, so I'll probably chicken wire it. I had to chicken wire the Japanese red noodle bean. Can you see the chicken wire there? It didn't have it on, and a critter got in here. I use bird cages. Can you see this one? Bird cage to cover a few of the baby kales for now. Some lunch onions or green onions. A few lettuces planted in there. Blueberries are doing really good for me. I pick a handful daily. That's all I pick probably from these 3 bushes. The back bush, I wish I knew the names offhand, doesn't produce yet as good as this one. There's an early and 2 mid-season. And I have it, can you see the netting? I netted it on top. And then I go in on this area here. I just open this up and go in and flip the netting over. And I just squat when I pick. I wonder if I'm getting everything in. Borage down here, of course, for pollinators with my flowers. More borage coming up over in that strip garden there.